Hello and welcome to Rawkode Live. Today is Klustered. I am going to, with the help of some guests, fix some broken Kubernetes clusters today. First, we've got a little bit of housekeeping. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, now would be a really good time to do that. Click subscribe, click the bell, and you will get notifications for all new episodes of Rawkode Live. I will do my best to bring you the best cloud native learning materials on the internet. All you have to do is watch and enjoy, hopefully. Also, if you want to chat, there is a Discord server. There's over 400 people in there now talking all things cloud native, Kubernetes, and everything in between. So you can check that out at rawkode.chat. And also, starting today, this is the 1st of July, we are taking on a new sponsor for Klustered, and that is Teleport. This was the easiest decision I had to make because I love Teleport. We have been using Teleport on Klustered since the very beginning. It is a great tool, and I'm excited to share it with you all today. So if you want to check that out and support the show, go to rawkode.live/teleport. Now, let's fix some broken clusters. Today, I am joined by Marek and Abdel. Hi there both. How are you doing today?
Good.
I always say that and then throw it out and forget I've got two people and then they've got to decide who's going to talk first. But Marek, can you please do the honors? Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah. So my name is Marek Counts. I've been doing cloud native Kubernetes things for a couple of years now. I do a little bit of YouTubing myself, not nearly as good as Rawkode's, but all about learning about computer science and Kubernetes. So I'm really excited to learn more on this show. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And Abdel, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Abdel. I go by Board Abdel on Twitter. I work for Google. I specialize on everything Kubernetes and serverless and all these fancy buzzy words. I am also co-leading a cloud native community back in Morocco. I'm actually based in Stockholm, Sweden. And I have a podcast that I run. You can just follow me on Twitter to find all of that. And when David invited me to actually come fix some clusters, I was like, this is exciting because in Google, we don't fix clusters. We just delete them and create them again. So that's going to be interesting.
Yes, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And I will make sure to include links in the show notes to both your YouTube channel and your podcast, both of you. So I really appreciate you being here. And I'm excited to see what nasty things you have got in store for us. Okay, let's get started. We're starting on cluster 33. I can't believe there's 33 of these already. And this is Marek's cluster. So I am going to join the control plane node. This should start a session. Abdel, you should be able to join through the teleport interface. If you can just give me an echo hello to let me know that you're here, I'll type echo hi first. And let me know when you're in, and then we'll get set up. Oh, you're already in. That is super awesome.
Yep.
All right, so let's set up our kube config. This is a kubeadm cluster. So we're going to use the admin conf. And of course, we always need our alias. All right, Abdel, the tradition on this show is you get to run any command you want to see if we have an API server. Fire away.
All right, let's do that. Let's check pods and nodes at the same time. Okay, so we have some pending Nginx stuff. Postgres is pretty much dead. Your app is pretty much dead as well. And we have 3 nodes not ready. Lovely. All right, let's have a look, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you want to start fixing?
Well, I'm curious about the Nginx nodes. I don't think I left them there. So, but I'm going to say they're not important for now. We've got stuff stuck in terminated. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess it's because, I guess the Postgres is terminating because the nodes are not ready.
Yeah, we don't have any worker nodes, right? Everything there's not ready.
Correct. Yeah. So the Postgres is in etcd, but it's not running.
I did leave a README on there with just like a little bit of info, but feel free to debug it as you like.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the README. I'm curious why you've added control plane roles to my worker nodes, Marek.
Okay, I had to have some fun.
Okay,
right.
most control plane components are running. So the API server is running. Kube proxies are good. DNS is down.
Yeah, that's gone.
Okay, and then the packet stuff is also down. Okay, let's start with Postgres. What do you think?
Well, do you want to? Will we take a look at this README? I take it we shouldn't look at the list of things you did, Marek.
Sure.
Go for it. Go for it. My mistake.
Is that supposed to be there?
My mistake. Go look at it.
Okay, let's look at it. List of things I did. Okay, do you want to read the README?
Yeah, let's start with the README. Just all right. My broken cluster. I hope you enjoy. Blah blah blah. Okay, so we don't have any nodes which allow us to schedule workloads. I think we kind of worked that one out. And we need to get that working on the default namespace. You have broken each node in a unique way. Well, thanks for that. That's always fun. All right, we even got little difficulty levels. So
yeah,
will we start with worker easy and then see if we can get work up?
Yeah, let's do that. Sure.
All right. Okay. So I am going to jump out of this vet.
So node 58 GNK.
Yeah, I'll jump off of that and I'm going to do TSH, SSH root at this node. We'll need an @ symbol. And you should be able to join us on that machine. All right. I've done echo hi. Let me know when you're there and we'll see what we can do. Yeah. You're so quick at this. All right. Shall we check for a working kubelet?
Yep, let's do that. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, sure. Wow.
All right.
Well, it does appear to be running, but we definitely have some errors here.
Yeah, let's check the logs.
Sorry.
Don't know. Let's check the logs I said.
Yep.
Journal CTL. I should have added just the tail. All right, this is not very helpful. Stop it for now. Connection refused.
Yeah,
it's not.
We've got no container D potentially.
Okay, let's check that. System CTL status. Container D. Container D looks like it's good.
That looks suspicious. The docker d.sock.
Where is it?
The third log line. It says address /run/docker/dockerd.sock.
Aha, yeah, okay, that's not good.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to see that. So perhaps it's being misconfigured.
Yeah, where is the config file for container D?
That's a good question. So, I mean, we can definitely look here, but I don't think we'll see anything and etc. Which means we're probably going to have to do a cat container D and start working our way through any drop-ins that we see here, of which I don't see any.
Let's do just a find.
So I think that it's at etsycontainerd.com. No need to waste time looking for a config file.
Okay.
There's also a very cool containerd config dump command as well, which I've used in the past.
Aha, containerd.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Dump?
Yeah.
Pretty verbs.
Because people keep doing bad things with containerd and aliasing images, and I'm making my day really bad. So.
I think this is our problem. It's here. We have to fix this.
Yeah, that's not That's not right. I think if we fix that path, that should be an easy one fix, and hopefully our node gets back online.
All right, so I'm gonna go into the file and just look for run. And then we should be able to fix this, right? Why? What's going on in the session?
I'm not sure. I'm going to suggest that we just escape and quit out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, that sounds good.
I didn't do that, just so everyone knows. That was not me.
This is either teleport or the streaming software, right?
It'll be maybe the command line interface for teleport. So for modifying this file, I am going to grab a web browser and see if it helps, just in case. So,
or we can just edit it and we show people what we changed.
I guess you were seeing the same as me, though, right?
No, on my side, I was seeing properly.
Ah, yeah. Okay. If you just fix it, and then we can cat the file.
Yeah. So that's funny.
It is.
Yeah, sorry, people. It's coming. Just give me 1 second. I am not good with Vim, so I have to. And it's a /run containerd/containerd.
/run/containerd/containerd.sock.
That's not right. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You didn't have to tell us you were bad at Vim. We wouldn't have known.
Okay. So this is what we changed: the address of containerd. So when I scroll, it doesn't scroll on your side.
No, you can't scroll on my terminal. But I'll try and keep up. Don't worry.
That one was set to /run/docker/dockerd.sock. So I just fixed it. So we should be able to, if we can restart containerd.
And then we'll need to restart the kubelet. Sure. Yeah. Maybe, we'll see. And then let's pull up your journal command from earlier. That looks good.
That looks good. Yes, it does. Let's look. Yeah, so that was the kubelet, the logs of kubelet, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming back online now. Okay.
Yeah, and it's able to talk to containers, so it should be fine. Do you want to exit? Oh no, you are on the control plane node. Maybe you want to do a get nodes and see if it was fixed. No, sorry, it's a different node.
Yeah, I dropped off, but let's jump back on a control plane because I think we should see that healthy.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to start adding this to the profile when I spin up the clusters. All right, let's see. Easy mode win. There we go.
All right, that's fixed. Okay. Do you want to check the README file again? Let's see what's the next in the difficulty level.
It is VX4. Let's go for it.
Let's go. All right.
All right. So TSH, SSH, root at go.
I'm gonna apologize here because this one also has the kubelet problem. It just has stuff on top of that. We've already seen the kubelet problem. You guys fixed it, or the containerd problem.
You did that on every node? Come on.
Not on every node, just on this node as well. And that was my bad because that's not fun. So that's why I'm telling you. So you can just fix it real quickly.
All right.
So it's the same problem as the previous one, right?
Yeah, I'll let you, if you want to jump in and fix that. And
there's more. It's just that is one of them.
There's the same problem and then other stuff.
Yes, and this was my apology. I shouldn't have done the same thing. It was late when I was doing this.
Walid was there with a config dump too. Yeah, that is a great command. We love that. People are enjoying listening to Marek laugh. And just install Nano. Come on, Khalid. We're not going to install Nano.
Somebody was suggesting to use seed.
Sad.
If you can give us the seed command, it will make our life easier for the next node because he did the same. He broke it the same way.
No. The third
Oh, just
node
the-
does not
okay.
have any of this. Just these two.
Okay.
I accidentally
Okay,
did it.
good.
I thought that I hadn't done it, so I did it again, but I was doing it to a different node, and that was my problem.
Okay.
Okay, that kubelet looks good. So
The kubelet is especially not verbose. No? Or maybe just me?
yeah, there was a lot of logs there, I guess.
Let's check the logs then. I am a big fan of journal CTL, so
I just love seeing the different parameters that everyone uses with journal CTL. All right.
okay. Client, container.
I don't see anything there that gives me cause for concern yet.
Okay, then if you think it's fine, I'll just do a quick F to see what are the latest. I don't know, I forgot with journal C, how do you do the tail? How do you get the tail?
Dash last and then a number, I think.
Okay. Well, it looks good.
I usually just do FU.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can do it FUL.
Inverse. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That looks good. Yeah, but it couldn't be this simple, right?
Perhaps.
I don't know. Try scheduling something on it.
Well, we don't have to schedule something on it. We just need to get our workload scheduled on the cluster.
The existing pods that are in pending state. Do you want to quickly jump on the control plane node and check if it's good? I bet it's not.
Yeah. So TSS, I'm just going to leave this one open because we're going to need access to it. And I'm fed up typing export already. So that's definitely getting added to my global profile on every future cluster.
I apologize for making you switch back and forth so often.
No, it's part of the fun. Plus, if I was using a web interface, I'd have multiple tabs. I was just trying to avoid doing that on the browser. Maybe I'll just start running both. All right, so that node is not ready yet. So our kubelet, there's definitely something wrong.
What could it be if it's not the kubelet? Can you rerun that command with the -y? Let's check the network configuration. Maybe he changed the internal IP or something? I'm just speculating here, by the way.
Well, we would see a message from the kubelet that it couldn't reach the API server.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, let's double check these logs.
Think about what needs to be running when for it to be healthy. There's some things that should be running generally, I think.
You need the kubeproxy as well.
Yeah.
It looks good. Can you check the status of the kubeproxy on the, because I think it was unscheduled, or was it running?
This is VX4. Okay, let's see. One of one. We have Cilium, we have Cilium operator, we have Hubble. Postgres is actually, oh no, that's terminating. Oh no, these are all terminating. Cilium's okay. Yep. Hubble I don't care about. Postgres, yeah, we'll fix it eventually. kubeproxy is running and healthy.
Okay, the kubeproxy is good. Then and the Cilium components are good?
Yeah, only Hubble appears to be broken, which we can ignore. But yes, we have the Cilium and the Cilium operator running okay on this machine. So I'm going to suggest that we try describe node and see if we have any events or warnings.
Sure.
Okay, so it looks like it can't speak to container D. So it's trying to pull images or do image garbage collection. You want to double check our container D configuration?
Yep, I can.
Can I extract an iTerm tab, split to tab? No.
/run/containerd/containerd.sock. That looks good to me. But is that binary file where it needs to be? Yeah, it is there. It's suspicious. What's that suspicious color? Okay. It's a symbolic link. This is not a binary, right? This is a symbolic link. Or am I saying bullshit here?
It doesn't look like a symbolic link.
No, it's not. But it's not.
We get the same color on the control plane node, so I think it's okay.
And when I try to run it, it says permission denied.
So let's try running a CTR image pool nginx. Docker.io/engine. Yeah, container. Oh, I was going to say containerd is okay. Did I get that wrong? Oh, the top level repository, right? Library.
Yeah, I know, that looks good.
Yeah, okay, yeah, containerd seems okay.
So it's not containerd.
So if we look at the describe again. Oh, come on. Export, alias, describe. I guess this is maybe just an old error then. So let's look for something else.
Let's see if there is any memory pressure or disk pressure on the node. You have those under the conditions.
Well, it's tented with no schedule and no execute, but that might be because it's unhealthy.
Yeah, I think so.
Network unavailable.
Yeah, but it's false. It says Cilium is running on this node. It's the conditions, right? So the kubelet RPC error, that was 11 minutes ago. And then the newer one is kubelet started. Kubelet started. Kubelet starting kubelet. Okay. I was like, a kubelet started the kubelet. Like, what's funny? Okay. What else could it be?
So normally a node would not be ready if we had no networking.
But since the kubelet is able to reach to the API server, it means it's working, right?
What are some of the other ways that a node goes unhealthy?
So the component kubelet is not reachable. Maybe the CNI is broken, but Cilium seems to be okay.
Will we try restarting Cilium and see if it actually reschedules? Maybe.
Let's do that. I know, but it's not.
Yeah, we'll need to do it on the control plane. So I can do pods all wide grep. What is it? VX 4. And then delete pod. -n Cilium. Bye. Oh, almost. Yeah, I should have forced it. We don't need to wait on that. Let's see if it still shows up here. Oh, it's stuck in term. Okay, I'm going to force it. Okay. Grace. Period. 0. Force. Yeah, it's
That
not
was
started.
unexpected.
Yeah, it's not coming back though.
Yeah, because the node is stuck, right? I jumped with you into the session.
Yeah.
Just give me I just want to check something. So the node that we're talking about is this one. Because your output of describe looks truncated on my side, so I wanted to see it on the terminal directly. Actually, we do have a problem.
What do you see?
So I don't know why, but here, see? Memory pressure, disk pressure, kubelet stopped posting node status unknown, right? So if these conditions are not met, then the node, the EPS server will not flag the node as ready.
And then it won't schedule anything on it.
Yeah, correct. So the kubelet is not posting something to the node, which is making me think that you have screwed up the kubelet configuration, which we can check in the etc kubernetes slash var lib kubelet config. If you modified any file, did you keep any backup at least?
Nobody ever leaves.
I did, but not of this one.
Not of this one, okay.
This
And
one,
you did
we can fix this one. I can help you with this one.
Hold on. You just calm down, Marek.
Hold on. Why do you have a memory available 500 gigabytes here?
Is this port correct? 10248? That doesn't ring a bell for me.
Hold on.
So that 500 gigabytes will say that it hard evicts any pod if you don't have 500 gigabytes. You're on the right track with that one.
Okay, so that's not good.
Yeah, you can delete that one.
Oh, thanks,
Actually, I cheated a little bit because while you guys were talking, I went to the kubelet config on the control plane node to see what's going on there.
That's just not cheating. That's good debugging. We like that.
Okay, let's see. I restarted the kubelet now on this node, and it should be journalctl. It looks like it's good. Okay. So let's go back and check this node status.
Yeah, it's still not ready.
There might have been something else in that file.
Yeah, that's what's going to be my next one. So let's check this file. What's going on there? Sorry, I'm gonna do from history. I'm just comparing to the file, but I don't want to compare. I want to see by myself if I can spot something. The health check port is good.
Noel suggested it might just be iTerm that is struggling there, so I'm going to find out.
I'm literally now just comparing the two files, just to be very honest.
No, good.
Diffing them.
CPU, blah, blah, blah. That's good. Okay.
No, it might just be iTerm.
Hold on. What is that run once? That's not good.
Sorry about that. Yeah, run once is a not very known configuration that makes the kubelet just run one time and then ends.
That
It doesn't
doesn't
do
look
anything
like a
more.
very useful configuration.
Where's the run
Okay,
once?
so
Where did you see that?
it's you can see it here. Run once through. Do you see it there in your screen?
Oh, got it.
Yeah, like I commented it out and restarted the kubelet.
All right, so.
And now I believe we should be good. Okay, it's ready. Good.
So hold on. I missed that, Marek. What's the run once flag for?
One runs allows you to run the kubelet once. It will do its thing and then shut down, basically. So it goes not ready anymore because it won't accept anything more. That's what it does.
What's that for?
Believe it or not, like 4 years, or no, not 4 years, maybe 2 years ago, there was actually a person that had gotten this in their configuration, and it caused me no amount of grief before I found it. So you guys are awesome, because I would not have found it that fast.
So look at if you open the terminal where we have the shared session on the worker node. Do you still have that one?
Mm-hmm.
So we can show the people on the live stream what's happening. So run once true. I commented that out, right? So this is pretty much what we were talking about, where Marek explained. And then there was these 2 lines a little bit up that says memory available 500 gigabytes. It's literally the 3rd line from the top as we see it on the live stream.
We never actually got to see this in action because the run once was working, but with the eviction of hard, it's going to actually kick out pods if it doesn't have at least 500 free gigs of memory. Usually this is a very small number. You want a little overhead, a little room, little wiggle room, like 200 megs.
I see. So you wanted us to find the run once, fix it, and then stumble across the second one.
I thought the run. Well, there's actually a third one that you guys haven't found, but the kubelet will be working. But we can come back to that when you find that things aren't being scheduled on it.
Aha! There's more surprises.
Yes, but for the most part, you fix this node.
So what's happening? What's the node name?
VX4.
Yep. So we have a bunch of stuff that are supposed to be running on that node that are.
We've got an admission controller, potentially.
Unexpected admission error. Okay. Okay, sneaky. So what do you want? Do you want to continue working on this one, or do we move to the next one?
Well, let's do a quick check for that admission error. So let's try validating webhook configurations. Validating. Okay, and mutating. Failing that, it could be in a kubelet config again. As a static, yeah.
Can you maybe describe one of the pods that says eviction error, like that Cilium operator pod, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Executed error while attempting to recover from admission failure.
Preemption.
Not very helpful.
So we can take a look at the Kubernetes manifest and the kube API server. My Vim's not going to work, is it? Oh no, it seems okay. Oh no. I'll do it in K. don't know how to list this. Okay, I'll just join a new one because I don't know how to join from the command line yet.
So what do you want to check?
I want to see if the admission controllers on the Kube API server are set in the file here. So we can do manifests, vim, kube.
Wouldn't those affect other nodes, though? We're looking at something that's just affecting this node.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
If the admission controllers were misconfigured, unless if they were like a custom programmed one, which they are not. I didn't do that much. They would treat all the nodes equally.
Okay, let's jump onto the hard node then and see what we can work out before we move on. Okay, so ls. I'm going to do SSH onto root at, and this is ZPR.
Yep.
And status kubelet.
What?
I don't know. It's now telling me Kitty isn't a good terminal, but I'm just maybe I think I'll just use the web interface. A fun experiment, no using the command line.
Okay. So what was that error again? No, even from the web interface.
Okay, so I thought it was my terminal, but okay, it's not. Right, cool.
Did you mess up the terminal?
No, it is my Kitty. All right, let me pull up the web interface.
Ah.
All right. Okay, you want to join this new session, please?
I'm waiting for it.
Okay, so if we run a status on the kubelet, we've got messages here. So
request cancel while is this IP address of the EPS server is correct?
Let's find out. One 147.75.49.
67. Yeah.
Yep.
Failed to ensure, and it's getting a timeout. So maybe it's some sort of like something that blocks this node from messaging out to the EPS server because it's getting a timeout issue.
Yeah.
So maybe a simple thing would be just to ping that IP and see if it will respond.
Oh, sorry. I'll let you type.
Or just maybe HTTPS 147. I know that I'm typing it while I should just copy paste it. Just bear with me. .67/health
You need the port.
Yeah, you're right. 6443. Okay, I'm expecting to see an OK here. This is the health port of the EPS server, or maybe API. No. So this node is not able to reach out to the API server on that IP address. So maybe.
Can we ping it? No.
And no, we can't. Can we ping the internet? But you SSH over public IP, so yeah, the internet access should work.
So I guess
you put the IP server rule here or something?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm really bad at reading IP table rules, by the way, so I'm just looking for like a very quick hint.
Yeah, well,
I should have put 4 or 5 stars on this one. I apologize.
For dropping mark block incoming local net. Okay, no, there are nothing, right?
I don't see anything. So there's this is a Cilium cluster. I wonder if we've got any Cilium host networking policies.
You think so?
I mean, we can definitely check. So Cilium has the ability to use eBPF to modify the networking. So we can do etc. Kubernetes. Let me just set this up again. K kube control, and then we can do k get host netpol. Is that right? Nope.
I don't know how the Cilium host network policies are.
Yeah, so we want to get Cilium. I kind of want to just get
cluster-wide network policies, but
cluster.
that would make sense.
None, and then there's Cilium network pol. Okay, so it's not that.
Can you guys are, for educational purposes, you guys are like right on the right path. This is why I said 4 or 5 stars, because I kind of went off the beaten path of what the right. This is where you should look if this type of error was happening. At your container networking solution. In our case, Cilium. 100%. This is probably where it would be coming from, or DNS.
Aha. Well, DNS, no, because I tried to do a ping from the worker node on www.google.com and it worked, right?
You already proved DNS was working. Yep. So it's not that.
So I'm looking at the Cilium configuration in the control plane node to see if you messed up with that. Let's see. Dash o YAML. Okay. Yeah, but if the Cilium configuration was broken on the control plane node, it would affect everything, right? So that's probably not it.
People are suggesting it's always DNS. But I don't think it is DNS.
It's not DNS this time, but most people would be right to question DNS. I don't know how often that breaks.
So I did a trace route from the worker node toward the IP address of the control plane node. And I could see that the node actually is able to get out. So it's able to get to the gateway. And I believe the problem is on the receiving end. So it would be on the control plane side, right? Sorry, I have a background in networking, so I'm reasoning.
I do not. So I'm loving this. I'll let you do this. Okay, so.
Well, I don't know what to do beyond this, to be very honest. I was just flexing a little bit my networking knowledge.
Okay. Not IP tables. I'm going to just make sure we have no firewall. I mean, I'll run a status. I'm assuming it's not running though. Yeah.
No, I thought that would be too easy. You guys are better than that.
I like easy. Easy's good.
That was the other 2 nodes. You guys blew through those.
So what else could this be?
I'm trying to think of a good hint for you guys. So you were really, 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 really hot when you were talking about Cilium and eBPF. Like, you were on fire.
I hope there's not an eBPF probe running on this machine.
Hold on. So if we look at all the pods, and we do a -oy here, and then we grep on the node that we have. So the ZP blah blah is Cilium running here. The Cilium operator is running on both nodes. So that's good. Let's check. I want to check the logs of this thing. Both this and
Which machine are you on, sorry?
I'm on the control plane node. This one is not outputting any. How come there are no logs? But so the two Cilium things that run on does not have any logs.
So I see a binary running. I kind of highlighted it, but I don't know if you've seen. But there's this BPF filter running, which to me looks rather suspicious.
What is BP filter?
You
want?
I mean, I'm going to suggest we just kill it and see what happens.
Go for it.
Oh, 3.6. Followed by typing. Do you want to try that ping again?
Yep. Sorry, give me a second. Still not pinging. It's 676, right? What is that IP address again? Just to make sure that I'm not pinging the wrong one.
I mean, killing the program might have made things worse, to be fair, if that was the malicious. No, in fact, it's running again. Okay. Let's find this rogue systemd service or Kubernetes pod. Let's see what we've got running in the cluster.
So in light of educational, there is a thing called a BPF tool, which you can use to like examine BPF apps if that's what you're digging into. I'm not sure that it's installed on this machine. That was just a grader for everybody out there watching, if you're digging into these things.
So this was running on the control plane, right?
It was. I think there's something on the control plane. That's got an ePPF blocking traffic from that node. Am I right, Marek?
You're close. It's actually on the worker node.
Oh, it's on the worker node.
Yeah, so I think we're close to time here.
Yeah.
So what I did is...
There's Python port blocker.
Yes, sir. Now, actually just deleting that doesn't fix the problem because it actually loads the BPF module that Python does, which is that filter C. So you could actually go and check that out if you like. It's just an eBPF program. All it does is it goes in and it reads each line there. Yep, that was it. So it takes every single packet, and if it's from the API server, if the source was from the API server, it rejects it and throws it out. It drops the packet.
Which is why when we did the trace route, we got out, but we then never got anything back. Okay.
Not get back in. You never get the request because the request is dropped by, or the response is then dropped by this. This is never going to happen in production and was just a fun eBPF demo.
Okay, you're barred. See you later. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
In the interest of time, and I want to do Abdel's cluster. Did we grab all Did we get all the issues there, Marek? Are you happy?
You didn't fix the deployments, but that's fine. We didn't have time.
Yeah, just I want to make sure we have enough time for both clusters. So
I deleted the scheduler, and so there is no scheduler in the static pod manifest. So how kubeadm stands this up is those are static pod manifests, and those manifests exist in a static folder. And so I just deleted the scheduler. Now I did back it up, so it was there. If you guys found it, you could have just restored it. But anyways.
All right. Awesome.
All right.
So no pod would get scheduled right now because there's no scheduler.
All right.
That was the last thing.
And a nice assortment of problems there for us to tackle. Fun, kinda.
It was so fun.
You guys were fantastic.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Let's see if Abdel has been nicer to us.
I'm not very sure about that.
All right, I'm going to open a session on the control plane node. Please join me and echo something when you are ready. I will export a kube config. Alias kube control. And I will give you the honors of running whatever command you wish to check that we have an API server. Yeah, I agree with the comment there from Naveen in the chat. Abdel, you were fantastic debugging for that. Very well done indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah, I 100%. You guys rocked it.
Although I am adding no eBPF to the rules in future. So that's no UTF characters and no eBPF.
I do have a tendency of people making new rules when I join challenges. So this is... All right. Not entirely. DevOps Directive did a challenge, and then he made a new rule after I did that. So I apologize, guys. I do like to have fun, and hopefully that was fine. I didn't mean for it to be horrible. All right. Let's see. We have a control plane. This is looking good so far.
Yeah, we have one working worker. One was scheduling disabled and something broken.
So the theme of my challenge is that even if things seems to be working, they sometimes don't.
Those are the worst.
So let's, yeah. Let's actually just describe this work. Actually, let's look at the pods. Let's see. Yeah, so we have some Invicted. What ones are those running on? So okay. Let's see.
So there are a few things. There are some nodes that are broken. Oh, actually, all of them are broken. They have to be fixed. If I could rate them from the easiest to the more difficult, it would be 4WGLM, followed by, well, maybe GHP7K is the first one, 4WGLM second one, and then the last one would be the more difficult. And but like, I think you will fix the nodes very quickly. It's what I would like you to do is actually try to get the workloads up and running.
Okay. So you're more interested in that.
Let's fix 4WGL then, and then we'll take it from there. Well, I've created a session. Feel free to please join, and let's start some debugging.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was still on the control plane. Let me pull up the new session. All right, I'm there. All right, so if we're looking here, Cilium is up, memory pressure falls. So we're seeing disk pressure on this node.
Okay, so you did that describe on a node.
Yep, and we're seeing some disk pressure. So something's causing disk pressure. The terminal went all funky on me. Yeah, so the failed disk, something is causing failed disk. So let's try. Oh, okay. So the limits are 0. Maybe it's not necessarily failed disk, and they just configured the kubelet funkily in a weird way. It's not really a word.
Well, looking at the disks on our worker, our root partition is at 99% saturation, although there is still 2.5 gig left. But even just looking at this. Huh.
So how would you figure out what's
so
coded?
How do you do the inode thing?
So you can do, if you want to see which folders are full, you can do a du-h max depth 1 max dash depth 1 or like that, yeah. And it should be able to tell you where do you have a lot of stuff.
All right, and our root directory. We got some chunky looking files in here.
Yeah. Those 100 gig files.
You want to just, will we just delete?
I think that I don't think that those are useful for anything. Not that I know of. Yeah. If we delete those, that should hopefully cure up that. I'm looking over the describe here to see if I see anything else that was. Yeah, I think that should clear it up, and then I'll just run a describe again and see if that.
Yeah, that's looking much better. Hopefully that removes the disk pressure warning then.
Yeah,
it looks like that made it.
You guys pretty much got it. You fixed it. So the goal actually of this exercise was to, because I get a lot of times we get people asking us, can we just install random stuff on the clusters? Like, can we actually use the nodes of Kubernetes to do other shit, right? And obviously the problem there is that if you install things on a Kubernetes node that is out of the control of Kubernetes itself, it wouldn't know about it, right? So the kubelet has a configuration to clear up the logs, to rotate the images, etc., on a periodic schedule, but it does it only in few parts of the file system. So if you would deploy something in /root or in /opt, it wouldn't know about it, right?
It's like if you're running a VM on a node, which I thought
pretty
about
much,
doing.
Yeah.
A VM outside of Kubernetes. Cool.
Is there running anything outside of Kubernetes control? Anything that haven't been running through Kubernetes itself?
All right, so we have this next one that has scheduling disabled. Let's check out why.
Yeah, go for it.
1 second, my sessions got a little bit weird.
It just resizes the window a little bit and it tweaks it.
Okay.
Just drag the corner away a wee bit and back in.
That does fix it. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So we want to describe this. I think describe is a generally good way of. Wait, sorry.
Sid is asking, where should I install my crypto miners if not on the control plane?
That's a good one.
No crypto miners here, thank you. Okay, so you've described. Do we see a reason for being unschedulable?
It could just be tainted that way. 1 second. Let's see.
Yeah, there's definitely got a taint. I mean, we can try removing it and see if it gets added back, or we can.
Oh, 1 second. We have AppArmor enabled.
Who enabled
AppArmor? Configured properly. What?
Nobody's allowed to enable AppArmor. Come on.
AppArmor is enabled.
I did not enable AppArmor. It was there.
All right. Let's check out its labels. This looks fine. I guess we could also check the kubelet logs here.
Which machine are you on? Oh, the actual node, right?
I'm on the control plane right now. I might jump to the actual node and check, or if you want to. I'm just looking through the describe right now. CPU looks good. Memory pod limit. version. The version is right, same as the rest of the nodes.
No, Kevin, never going to happen. We'll never be using an episode with Red Hat Linux and SE Linux. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I think you have some good.
All right. Did you get the logs of the kubelet?
Nope.
Okay. I can jump over there and get them.
That's all right. What machine was it?
I don't know.
GHP.
Yep.
All right. I have opened a session on GHP. Come say hello. We'll do a journal flu kubelet.
I mean, I guess maybe we should just untaint it or remove the unschedulable and then go from there.
Yeah, I'd say we remove it and see if it comes back. I think that's a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
Oh, we can just do kedit node. Really should copy the name.
I don't.
Taints.
Remove the unschedulable as well.
Fixed.
Yeah, I was just so that was the last node I wanted to screw up. I didn't know what to do, so I just cordoned and drained it. So you could, I mean, you did it. You did what should happen. You could just do a kubectl and cordon, and it would just go back.
Cordon. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a cordon because we never seen anything in the events to suggest that it was cordoned. I thought an event would show up there, but I guess not.
All right. So let's tackle this last one. I'm going to let's do a cube describe on the control plane there.
Yeah, go for it.
Which one's? 1 second. I gotta go reconnect to the control plane, I think.
Remember to join so we can see it on the screen.
I'm not nearly as fast as Abdul at rejoining these. All right. So we have our nodes here. Let's go ahead and describe this one. All right, so let's see. It's not ready. We have unknown networking is not available on the node. This is a big red flag. It does say Cilium is up though. Let's get what pods are on this node.
That output is extremely confusing, by the way, because when it says network unavailable false, it actually means it's true.
Oh, that's right. Because it's
the
a double negative, unavailable. Yeah. Okay. Whoever does double negatives, you're right. Okay, but we're unknown on all of our memory, so this could be a bad configuration of the kubelet, like I had done, or it could be the health endpoint. Could also be busted. Let me look through here. It looks like it's reporting how much CPU and memory it has. Non-terminated pods, it has Cilium up, default clustered, cube system.
I've opened a session on that node if you want to poke around.
Yeah. Which node?
ZXR6Q.
So I guess let's go ahead and check the kubelet logs so we can do.
Oh, there's an error.
All right, so kubelet nodes not sync. Unable to write. So that almost looks like when you see these unable to write, it could also be like an etcd error when you try to write a resource. I don't think this is, because etcd usually is a cluster-wide event, but sometimes when you get unable to write things, it's etcd. But I don't think it is in this case, because it's this node specifically.
Yeah, I think you might be. I think you might be right. Yeah. We also got another error message just above it, which says eviction manager failed to get memory, failed to get summary stats, failed to get node info. Nodes have not been ready. So yeah, I don't think our kubelet is actually speaking to our API server potentially. In fact, at the very end of that big wall of text, we have a timeout as well.
So let's just check the firewall. It's what is it? It's Ubuntu has the super easy firewall that I can never remember. It's not firewall D. It's
UFW.
UWF.
Yeah.
UFW. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's running. Well, we are root. So. And you can try firewall D as usually work. It's usually there as an alias. Yeah, so I don't think there's a firewall.
Okay. So if there's not a firewall, they could have messed with IP tables. This I'm not very good with. Let's see.
Dash capital L will list all the rules, and we can look for drops. That's about as much IP knowledge as I've got. But Abdel may have given himself away earlier by telling us of his networking background, so I think we might be on the right.
It's more simple than that. You're on the right path, but it's more simple than that.
All right, so we have rejects here.
Yeah,
we're rejecting TCP anywhere. So, I mean, if we ping google.com, this should fail, right?
No, it works.
I mean, those IP addresses you're looking at are 172.26. Those are internal IP addresses, so RFC 9018.
Oh, okay, right. They're only rejecting to these internal ones. All right, so we just need to remove these, which if I knew the command for that, I would do that right now.
We can try a flush and see if they go away.
I think if you do that...
and then restart kube proxy. Oh.
If you do it, the kube proxy will just recreate those, by the way. It's a controller, right? So it does like a reconciliation loop. Well, or maybe after you.
Okay, so let's...
So did he put something? I just did an all. Let me look through the namespaces here, make sure he didn't hide anything in a namespace.
Okay, so that's still
so we have the Cilium
not connecting.
Public metal B. So he's using Cilium or a controller to do it.
I don't see any Cilium network policies.
I also don't see anything that's running here that would do that.
I'm going to restart kubelet and container D, and then check the logs of the kubelet. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see if we're still going to see that timeout. Yeah, it looks maybe.
All right. One second. Let's check. One second. Let me join this session over here.
I am enjoying this very much.
What did you say? I apologize. You broke up a little.
I said as a networking nerd, I am enjoying this.
Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, so we have the idea that our IP tables are getting screwed up, and let's check our services actually.
Yeah, we got this drop all anywhere on this. I mean, that looks bad to me. So something is rating.
It's not of IP table rules. I'll just help you. It's not IP tables. It's more simple than that.
It's more simple than that.
Yeah.
More simple.
I don't want you to go into IP table rules, firewall rules, loophole.
Wait.
I mean, is it just the IP address is wrong? Let's see. Seems fine.
Wait, we could check the
someone's left as a
kubelet
backup.
Oh. Very nice. Nice backup.
I didn't want to leave you hanging there. It just a misconfigured endpoint for the API server. So if you edit the kubelet and remove the 1 in 168, it should work.
Well, you were right. It was simpler than that. You want the honors of fixing our IP address?
Sure.
I want you to get to the next one.
All right. An interesting note here, if you ever type reboot, so systemctl reboot, it will actually just reboot your machine, not the service that you type after that, because it takes it as a bad argument, which would then say now. Anyways, fun story. I've done that too many times. All right, so now you want us to get on to the next one.
Yeah. Well, he was saying I did this before, and he's right. I actually just removed the S from HTTPS, and nobody noticed it.
Oh, do I need to add that back in then?
No. That was a different episode. It was just a flashback.
Oh, okay.
So maybe now you want to check if your nodes are up.
I was going to say, I don't think we're scheduling stuff, though, still. So
all right,
let me check.
Confirm that.
Yeah, okay. So we still have evicted pods here. Let's just go ahead and describe one of these pods.
But that's just an old replica set, and it's evicted. I think it's just not been cleaned up. Like, it does look like Klustered is running and Postgres is running.
All right, let me do this. Let's see.
Yeah, it's scheduled.
Okay, so here is the challenge. So here is a challenge for you guys. So when you deploy an app into Kubernetes, if you want to expose it to be able to reach it, you have to create a service, right?
Service. All right, so you want us to create a service to expose something?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we could always check that our current services have endpoints.
Okay.
So we should have a Postgres and a clustered service. Do you want to see if they're looking good?
So we have none. So let's go ahead and look at our Postgres here.
Looks good.
All right, so we have app selectors, Postgres. Let's see. Here's the IP. We don't have a type on here, do we?
It's cluster IP, but I think the important bit here is that endpoints has a value. So I'm curious to see, do you want to do the same on clustered?
Sure.
Do the same on clustered and try to scale it up and see if that's actually what's broken. So you kind of got into what could be broken. So, that IP corresponds to the pod which already exists of clustered, right?
Right, and you already are putting a port on there.
Yeah, so scale clustered up. Let's say 2 replicas, for example.
Let's try upgrading the image rather than scaling it.
That could also work.
Go for it.
Yeah, because one of the things we want to do here is modify our deployment to get V2. So
if it's just hitting, okay, sweet. You have a different version. I was going to say if it's just latest, you can't actually do that. But this is going to still point to the same endpoint.
It should be a new
because
pod.
It's hard-coded. But there is a new pod. You go ahead and get.
All right, I'll do as Abdel said. Let's scale it up because that looked okay to me, right?
But this is the problem here. 1 second.
Can you rerun the
what were you saying, Abdel?
With the article wide? Yeah. And
so
see
this is the IP addresses. Yeah,
this
is what the problem is.
Being updated.
His endpoint's not being updated, and so it's not going to do these. So we need to go in and edit the service.
Or fix the controller manager, maybe. Do you think it could be disabled?
I've actually never hard-coded endpoints into a service. Usually you use a selector label.
There should be a selector label though, right?
But there should be a selector label. So let me look for that. I don't remember if it was there.
Yeah, I'm assuming if their service isn't being updated, then Abdel has been a bit of a meanie and disabled one of our controllers. And I'm looking at him to see if he's got a tail. Like,
no idea.
All right. So we do have an app selector. The endpoint's not being updated. This is an old update. This isn't either of the new ones. So
I'm assuming if we come in here
and look at the manifests.
Well, I wonder if he's been kind enough to leave a backup. No, not this time. But the Kube controller manager here has a list of controllers. Aha! You see that?
Yeah, the endpoints. Sneaky.
So if you do a minus on the controller, it means remove one of the controllers, right?
Yes.
So the star means all the controllers except the non-default ones. The non-default ones are the token cleaner, and the bootstrap validator or something like that. And then if you do a minus on one of the controllers, it just basically removes that controller. It doesn't run it. So I remove the endpoint controller, which is what
you can do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you can do the same thing with labels with the minus and just removing the label.
Yes. So the reason I didn't leave a backup there, it's because I struggled with it because I didn't know. If you just get that file copied to something called .all.backup, the kubelet will still pick it up.
It wouldn't pick up files that start with a dot though. So you could have done,
exactly.
Yeah, dot backup.
Oh yeah, I could have done that, yes.
All right, so
now we need to restart.
You have to roll out your do a rollout on the.
We have to restart the kubelet though first, right?
No, the kubelet will detect that file change to roll out the new controller managers. I think we'll just need to modify our deployment, and then the controller.
Or do a rollout.
Or do a rollout, yeah.
Okay, so we just need to restart this.
Yeah, you can use whatever method you want. You're too nice. I normally do cube delete pod dash all. Which I know is a horrible way of doing it, but it's fast.
Oh, wait, did I?
Yeah, you just missed that L and clustered, yeah. Sweet.
Now we should be able to describe the service, and we have all the endpoints listing. Very nice. That was a good one. And yeah, I actually really like that one because of the educational with the dash minus there. Let's see if there's anything else here that's broken.
Yeah, I'm
There is one more thing.
I'm going to just on my local terminal do a port forward and see if we can hit our application. This one. Let's grab this one. Oh, looks like we're going to get a timeout. So I suspect our clustered application cannot speak to Postgres.
Well, we didn't scale Postgres or anything, so anything that had a bad service, right, would need to be updated anyways, right?
Yep. Failed to connect to database, and we've got angry face.
All
right, go for it. How do we fix this?
All right, so I was just looking at everything that was up and running, which is quite a bit. Let's actually get the logs from the database, see if there's anything wrong with the database. I'm guessing that it's the database service. So Postgres here says it's running. I always use Git with logs.
Yeah, we all do it.
They might as well make Git and logs just like an alias.
Yeah. Do you want to check the service and make sure the IP addresses match? I wonder if we need to do that, you know, what we did with the clustered one.
Okay, yeah. Okay, get pods dash A, not dash O wide. So its IP address is this one right here, and then we're going to do
4156. It's just Postgres, I think.
Wait. Why did it Oh, I misspelled it. There we go. There we go. So external IP, cluster IP address. Yeah, let's describe this service. So if nothing else, this is correct. 192. Yeah. What's the IP address that
right,
he could have messed with the IP address? No, it's always the DNS.
I was hoping you don't see it.
It's always DNS. Okay. Yeah, probably.
Just because earlier when me and David were stuck at one of your problems, everybody in chat was saying it's always DNS.
All right. So you screwed with DNS.
You want to check what's running in the kube system namespace? I'm now starting to doubt whether that service was called Postgres or PostgreSQL. Like, I wonder if he's just renamed it. Oh no, or we just have no core DNS. Look at that.
or no core DNS.
Uh,
Yeah, that would be a problem. Wait.
So
Did you leave us a backup?
that's a lesson for you folks, how to easily screw up DNS in Kubernetes.
I'm assuming by desired zero, it may just be scaled down. Do you think?
We could try scaling it. Let's do that. I'm good with that. Okay. Let's do 3 since we have a 3 node.
And you'll need the namespace.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, they're not running yet, but it says 3 of 3 ready. Hit the refresh. See if your database works.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, we do have core DNS running. We have 3 pods running. Let's check some of the logs from core DNS.
Did you leave the kubeproxy command running while you were scaling up and down? The kube port forward command while you were scaling up and down clustered? That might be your problem.
It definitely still seems to be timing out. Do you want to exec into one of our pods and try cluster DNS and see if it's working?
Yeah. I was just looking at the logs. I don't see.
Yeah, core DNS never logs anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it didn't fail. But yeah, okay. Sure. We can exec into. I guess we could exec into the clustered. Does it have bash in it? I don't know what's installed in these.
It's shit. What is it? It might be Alpine or it might be Scratch. We're about to find out.
We can just run. We could just run
You ran Nginx earlier, right? I think.
Oh, I did. Let's.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let's jump into there. I'm pretty sure that's got bash available.
Go for it.
I don't know, all complete. Curl. Oh, let's try normal DNS. Yep. And Kubernetes. It looks to be working. Do we have NC? No.
Can you curl Postgres?
We're getting into the end of this, and there is only one last thing that you have to figure out.
Yeah, the name of the DNS package across different operating systems. That's the one thing I need to figure out because it changes every time. Find tools, DNS tools.
It changes per version.
Dig. Come on.
Maybe run a apt-get update. Did you do an update?
I did. I just never remember the name of the package across Ubuntu, Debian, and
DNS utils. DNS dash utils.
I did that.
I thought he tried that.
Yeah. Maybe it's no dash.
Yeah,
All right, let's take Postgres. No response.
You will have to do .defaults. No, dot defaults. Because otherwise it would
be. It's in the default namespace.
Oh, there we
just
go.
.default. It should find it, yeah.
Okay, that
all right,
resolved.
So DNS is working.
Oh, no, it didn't. Because this is... Oh, no, it did. It did.
No, it did. That's your IP address of the DNS, or the Kubernetes API.
So he said there's one last thing for us to find out. We gotta figure out something else that's broken.
Yeah, okay. So
I would, okay, just to help you out, it's something that shouldn't be there.
Something that shouldn't be there.
Yes.
Is it this file right here? Oh wait, where am I?
we're still in a container. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you. I was like, what?
Nice
This
tip
file?
from Wally to using plus short with dig. to
No,
remove the noise.
that's just the backup of the kube control manager.
So something that shouldn't be there. There's metal LB, cube system. Let's see. Packet. Wait, what's this packet cloud manager? Is this? I don't know what's supposed to be in this system. I could check.
Yeah, that's just
one.
the Equinix Metal CCM, but it's not been renamed, so it's okay. We trust it.
It's hard for me to know something that's not supposed to be there when I'm not necessarily sure
what's confusing me is that our application we can browse to. This is still a DNS error, which we know is not to be true. So either that pod isn't getting DNS, or it's just something.
Or probably put differently. So your clustered application is not able to reach your database, but your Nginx application was able to resolve DNS, right? So
okay, so we need to take a look at our deployment for Klustered because he may have modified it.
The deployment or the service could have the wrong ports exposed.
But Klustered can't even resolve the DNS, but our Nginx pod did.
Even if the DNS server
Are you sure that it couldn't? Okay.
Put it a different way. Let's say that you are a security cautious customer and you're trying to block the hell out of everything that you don't need, and then you fucked up when you were trying to do that.
So are we talking about like did you go in and modify the capabilities or the permissions for this pod?
Oh,
Is
the
there
pods
like
are running.
no cluster role binding for it? No, I'm saying like, did you go and like give it a role with no permissions?
No. Something is there, but it's just misconfigured.
Okay, so something.
Haha.
Good catch. Good catch.
Cheeky.
I like David. He just deletes stuff. He doesn't care.
Very nice.
You've got to delete.
You deserve that one.
Yeah, I put a network policy to block traffic for the clustered app on egress. So even if you can talk to it, it's not able to talk out, so it could not reach Postgres.
Very nice.
I checked the Cilium network policies and I didn't check the standard cluster policies.
So for the sake of knowledge sharing, there are two things you have to keep in mind. Kubernetes itself has a network policy, an upstream API, part of the Kubernetes code, right? That network policy allows you to implement network policies on a cluster, but it doesn't come with a controller. So basically, when you install Kubernetes, you have to install something that will make those network policies happen. So Calico or Cilium or anything like that. And most CNIs that exist on the markets, they have some sort of integration, and they allow you to either use their own CRDs, like the case of Cilium has Cilium network policy, which is an object. You can either use that to define the network policy, or you can use the upstream network policy API, and then Cilium should be able to read that and enforce it. Or Calico, or whatever CNI you run in the cluster, right? And that's done for
Right.
portability. So if you have a cluster that runs on one cloud provider with network policies, you should be able to take it out and put it in a different cloud provider. As long as they have a network policy plugin, it should just work.
There you go. All right. Thank you both for ruining my day. Some evil breakages of both clusters there. And thank you for also spending a little bit of your day fixing these clusters with me. It's always super knowledgeable seeing what people do to these clusters and the way that they think and the way that they debug. And it's just an absolute pleasure for you both to join me today. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you for having us.
I hate both those clusters. I gotta say that those are just cruel. eBPF, network policies, DNS. Like, you're just bringing out the worst in everything here.
Hey, I'm not the one that broke DNS.
All right. Thanks to everyone that watched as well. Thank you to the sponsors, Teleport. We use Teleport today to debug this. Make sure you check it out using the link in the video. Do either of you have any last words before we finish up for today?
Thank you, dude, for that cluster. That was a fantastic cluster. I really appreciate it. We should do this again sometime.
Yes, we should come up with more interesting ways to break things.
Well, it's funny that you both mentioned that, because next week is the start of clustered teams, and I would love for you both to bring a team for the team edition if you wish, and get involved that way as well.
My team versus your team. It's a rematch.
I can't promise you that's how the schedule will go, but if you both want to submit teams, we'll catch up afterwards anyway. I know we're a little bit over time now, so I'm going to let you both go. But again, seriously, absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you both have a wonderful day. Thanks.
Thank you, folks.